That complexity as a megatrend is nothing new. The new thing is that today complexity is surpassing human intelligence. And that means that if you haven't during the last week had the thought, I'm an idiot, I don't get it, I feel that the world is passing me by, well, then there's something wrong with you. Then you don't get out as much as you should. Now everybody today is walking around feeling that they're not good enough, they're not educated enough, they haven't read all the material and they haven't done their homework. And nobody dares to put up a hand and say, hey, you know what, could you please explain that? Because I really don't get it. From today, we are not allowed to add to complexity. People go on mental retirement. And you know what, even in Germany, they can't get engineers that are educated high enough. There is a limit to how much complexity we can cope with. So our task is to make the world more simplex, not to make the world a more banal place, but to use all the clever minds that we have and ask them to do this, to simplify it so that we can add meaningfulness. I think it should be perfectly okay to go into your leader or your manager and say, hey, it feels like you don't get it when all us smart people are doing smart reports with clever numbers and so on. What does it actually take to make you look good? I think it should be perfectly okay to say, I don't get it and I don't understand it. And we need to challenge ourselves to take all our smart cleverness and turn it into something that's real and approachable. I give you some examples of how not to do it and how to do it. Recently, I ordered 40 books. You know, we have this book that we published. And I wrote our publisher and said, could you please send me 40 books? And then the day after, I got 4. And so, of course, I emailed them and said, hey, did you forget about a 0? Because I need 40 and not 4. And then she said to me, well, the rest of the books will probably arrive. The problem is that this very expensive certified system we have that can that sends out books doesn't know how to send out the books. So again, perfect example that something turns into becoming so complicated that it can't solve the basic meaningfulness that it was born to do. Another example came from a marmalade producer that we visited, and they were all about, yes, let's go from more to better, let's stop making more marmalade, let's make better marmalade. But we can't do that because the tubes are too long. So what they said was, we have these long tubes, and of course you need a certain amount of volume of marmalade to go through the tubes. So even though we agree that we want to make something better, something that we can make us money, we can be proud of, the world will be happier for it, we can't do it because the tubes are too long. Mental retirement, too complex. A very nice simplex solution is that it should be so, according to science, that we can take a huge bite of the world's diseases. Actually, around 50% of the world's diseases could be removed just by giving people soap and teaching them how to wash their hands. That is by far a banal solution. That is a very simplex solution where we take something that we had since the 1837s and then we actually apply it. A nurse then told me here in Denmark that the reason why they saw a fall in the hand hygiene was that they didn't have money to have this nurse anymore that was in charge of people washing their hands. Yeah, hello. I think it's perfectly okay for us to say that don't add to complexity. There's nothing more easy than making the world a more complicated place. But making it a simple place with meaningfulness is really hard work. So enjoy.